Hello everybody, so it's time to talk about the top 10 worst movies of 2017. There's been a lot of great movies this year, but there's also been quite a few bad movies, and that's what I'm going to talk about now. First off, let me do my runners-up or whatever, special mentions of other films that I thought were terrible this year. So we have 12 Feet Deep, which was based on a true story of two sisters that get caught in a swimming pool when the thing on it shuts on top of them. It was boring and bland and terrible acting and had 3 dream sequences. The Vault, which should have been better, a haunted vault with James Franco. Leatherface, the origin story of Leatherface, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, just wasn't what we needed and was pretty bad. 666 PM, a very terrible low budget film that wanted to be this funny, hilarious film, but just was very cringy. Potterville, Michael Shannon is Bigfoot. You have to see it to believe it. Don't Knock Twice, a jump scare filled horror which had really great cinematography at the beginning, but then turned into just this over the top, everything screaming at you film. Resident Evil, the final chapter, yes, that came out this year. I forgot about that too. Now let's get in to the top 10 worst movies of 2017. First up, we have Death Note. Death Note, I didn't watch it on Netflix. I saw it at Fright Fest on the big screen. And I have to say, it has some nice bits of cinematography in there. It's got those little neon bits, but for it to be sort of thrown into this whole Americanized version of it, the main character, when he first sees, well, I've forgotten the person's name, but William Dafoe played it. When he first sees the monster demon thing, I really remember it. That's how much I remember of the film. And when he sees it, he does this really over-the-top scream, which was just horrible to watch. Then when you have Elle, just with that character sitting up on chairs and being really over-the-top, it just didn't work. And was just a really big, horrible mess that loved to do the Dutch angle so much and was very, very pointless. Then we have I Had Hope. In at number 9, we have Justice League. Justice League is one of the most rushed films ever. It feels like they just wanted to throw it out and be like, here you go guys, you've waited for Justice League for so long, and this is what we're going to give to you. Best thing about it, Barry Allen, Ezra Miller as the Flash. That was the best thing about it. He brought comedy to it. His character was great. That's my favourite thing about the film. The rest of it is really bad. The final fight is not a fun fight. They're on this ship thing and it's like, this is boring. This is really boring and the characters are rushed. Everything is rushed about this film. And I really hated Justice League, and Henry Cavill is not Superman. Should not be Superman anymore, but guess what? He signed onto a contract to do 3 more movies and 2 spin-offs. He will star in 2 spin-offs, so great. That is number 9. At number 8, this only came out yesterday, but we have Bright, done by David Ayer, with Will Smith and Joel Edgerton, I think, playing an orc. Written by Max Landis, who Max Landis, things aren't good for you at the moment. A lot of shit just came out about Max Landis after the film was released, and he apparently sold the script for this for $3,500,000. This film cost $90 million to make, and it is dog shit. It's David Ayer making End of Watch again, but this time with orcs and elves and fairies. Great premise, but done badly with 3 lines. 3 lines that stood out to me the most. First off is Will Smith holding a gun at this person saying, "Don't move or we'll shoot you in your face." Another line is this other character in the film saying, "Don't act like my enemy or you'll become my enemy." And then another line where they're in the police car they've been in for the most of the film. They're trying to get away from this gang, and Will Smith turns to Mr. Orc and says, "Drive it like you stole it." It was really bad, and I can't believe this cost $90 million to make, because it shouldn't have cost that much to make when it doesn't look great. It wasn't fun. It was very, very bland and very generic and stuff that we've seen before, and all the jokes fall flat. In at number 7, we have Beyond Skyline. Yes, they made another Skyline film. I was someone that hated the original Skyline, so I said to myself, you know what? I'll watch Beyond Skyline because it's got Frank Grillo. It has Iko Uwais in it from The Raid. And I was like, it has to be good with them in it. No, it is not. When Iko comes into it and shows off his fighting, it's done in a really horrible way, where it's shaky cam and 3 edits a second. It's horrible, and just they should just finish with. If they're thinking of making any more, just don't bother, because Beyond Skyline was a mess. In at number 6 is The Mummy, Universal's start to the Dark Universe. We all remember how the Dark Universe is carrying on now, don't we? The Mummy was Tom Cruise running away from stuff once again. Really, really messy. Terrible acting from Tom Cruise. Like, he's an alright actor. He's not the most amazing actor, is he? But The Mummy was just not fun like it should have been. It was ridiculous and just pretty boring also. Yeah, they really started the Dark Universe off well. Number 5 is Cage Dive. Cage Dive is the story of these people that want to be on this reality show, so they're going to go and dive with sharks, but then the cage drops into the water and now they're surrounded by sharks. This is a film where you wanted every single character to die. Every single person is really annoying. It's found footage. The sharks don't even show up that much. The sharks do show up, but you have to deal with these really annoying people first before you get to see these sharks, and it was just terrible. In at number 4, Rings, the 3rd film in the American Ring franchise. This time around, it's not a VHS tape. It's a file that people email to each other. The woman that it happens to, she shows it to a friend, but throughout the whole film, she just keeps on deciding to watch it on her phone. She's got these 7 days. She's so scared by this tape, but instead of not watching the tape, she keeps watching it every single day on her phone. Yeah, if you were scared of something, why would you keep doing that? Rings was just jump scare filled again. It wasn't fun. It wasn't enjoyable. I was excited for it, and it was a film that kept getting delayed, and then when it came out, it was very, very, very bad. In at number 3, we have I think this was like made the most money in the box office, an indie movie that made the most money in the box office this year, and that's 47 Meters Down. 47 Meters Down is another group of people, or 2 people doing a cage dive, dropping to the bottom of the ocean really fast, and then they're 47 meters down, surrounded by sharks. There's so much continuity in here. It's very unrealistic. If you dropped that fast in the water, your eardrums would burst. There's also a dream sequence in here, and it's just horrible. It wasn't fun, not enjoyable. Like, I'm all for shark movies. It's like one cool shot in the whole film, with flares, and it wasn't good, and I'm shocked that it made so much in the box office. But people love shark movies, so maybe that's why people went and saw it, but it just wasn't good. And now they're making 48 Meters Down, where people go into a cave. Yeah, 48 meters down. Can't wait for that. In at number 2 is the Emoji Movie. Yeah, the Emoji Movie. TJ Miller voicing the emoji, and Patrick Stewart voicing Pooh. And him and his Pooh child keep saying, "We are number 2, that's the whole joke. That's the whole joke." And James Corden voices High Five, which makes the movie even more fucking annoying. Sony Pictures Animation, why did you make this when you've made stuff like Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs? What is wrong with you? This was absolutely atrocious. There's no real plot. The whole plot is product placement. We have Just Dance, we have Candy Crush, we have YouTube appearing, but it's the Pineapple guy appearing in it. We also have the whole plot is that, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen the Emoji Movie, don't watch it, but here's a spoiler alert. The whole movie is that they have to get to Dropbox. The way to save themselves is they have to get to Dropbox. And Jailbreak, the emoji, another spoiler alert right here, is a princess. She's the princess emoji. Wreck-It Ralph. The Emoji Movie was atrocious. I left off watching it for a long time. People kept saying to me, it's bad, don't watch it. There were so many videos online saying it's bad. It had a 2.8 on IMDb. But I still said to myself, hey, it can't be that bad, can it? It was. And I really, really regret watching it. But it was only in at number 2. In at number 1, horror of the year, The Bye Bye Man. Yep, that came out in January this year. We always, January is the great month for great horrors, such films as The Devil Inside, and many others that I can remember. Oh, Texas Chainsaw I think came out in January. Yeah, Texas Chainsaw 3D came out in January one year as well. The Bye Bye Man is someone that gets into people's heads and is the man behind many different crimes that have happened around the world. He gets inside people's heads. If you think about the Bye Bye Man, he will appear, get inside your head and make you kill people. But in this film, the people want to keep on forgetting about the Bye Bye Man, but the main character keeps on remembering about the Bye Bye Man, even though he's like, I must not speak about him, I must not say him, but he's still going to keep speaking about him, with such lines in this film as when a train is coming towards a woman, because the Bye Bye Man gets inside people's heads and makes them not see something fake that isn't there. Like, there's a car crash that this woman's seeing, but then she tries to run towards the train tracks as she thinks this car's on the train tracks, and this guy goes, there's a train, a real train. I said this exact same line in my review, but see, there was a movie, I was thinking, what was worse than the Emoji Movie and the Bye Bye Man? I think the Bye Bye Man was the second film that I saw in the cinema this year. I remember going to that and thinking, hey, it's like an urban legend, it should be alright. It wasn't alright. The guy that was in it also starred in Ouija and just apparently loves to appear in shit horrors. Yeah, The Bye Bye Man is my number 1 worst movie of 2017. One of the most atrocious horrors ever. And Bye Bye Man had this dog as well, which was a CGI dog, which looked like CGI from a PlayStation 1 game. Yeah, so that was great. So that's my top 10 worst movies of 2017. I know I didn't go into that much depth with them, but I'd rather not talk about these vomit-inducing... I'm trying to say something good there, but I can't. Making me want to vomit, talk about them, Don't want to talk about them, so in depth, so that's why I haven't spoken about them much. But this is my top 10 worst movies of 2017. Top 10 best will be coming out soon. But in the comments down below, tell me what the top 10 worst movies of 2017 are that you saw, and what are the top 10 best, so we can talk about that. It's hard deciding the top 10 best, but that should be out after Christmas, I think. But you will be getting a What I Got for Christmas 2017 video, just keep a lookout for that. Thank you very much, and I'll see you all again very, very soon. Goodbye.